What's up, everybody? Markets are green. Things are breaking out. Are they about to correct and go back down? We're going to be talking about this, all this and more. The altcoins I stacked in my, do I have a double audio there or something? No, I think we're all good. But we're going to be talking about what's going on in these markets and what coins I stacked in my altcoins, sorry, in my portfolio this weekend. Let's get it. Kevin Blandon said, yo, what's good? Hey, let's break down these charts. We got to talk about this pumpage. Hey, have you guys been stacking? Throw a one in chat if you've been stacking over the last couple months. Are you still waiting for the markets? Are you still waiting to get in? If you are, god dang, you are patient. But are we missing the boat? The markets are about to do something we got to talk about. Everybody, if you're ready to get this stream going, I want to see everybody in here hit that one, throw a one in the chat right now. If you're ready to get going, we're going to do it. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We got some green things in the chart, and it feels so right. That's right. We're going to be talking about what the heck is going on with Bitcoin. This is how I had the chart zoomed in earlier, and look at this. This is just going off the chart literally, and we are pushing up, and we have a lot of things to talk about with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with what's going on with AVAX and Cardano, some of the coins also that I stacked into this weekend. I broke it all down in the Discord. The question is, are you paying attention? Are you getting involved? Are you taking advantage of what the market has to offer you? We've got a lot to talk about today about what's going on in these markets. So let's go ahead and make sure that each and every single one of you is having a good time, but also make sure you're in the right spot in your head. Let's ask ourselves, what are we grateful for today? Let's ask ourselves, what is our strategy right now? Let's ask ourselves, what can I do to help somebody in my vicinity? And let's also ask, what can I do to make sure that I do not get chopped out of this market, because it is about to roll. And we're going to be talking about all of these things in the market right now, with all of these prices, not all, but a lot of these prices just breaking to the upside. Ethereum up, Chainlink over here starting to make this attempt to go higher. We got Near Protocol pushing to the upside, Avalanche pushing up, GRT sitting a little still. Do we need to be worried about it? We have a lot to talk about. So the question is right now, are you prepared? Do you feel like you're prepared? Every day we need to know that we can be better, but we should ask ourselves, is what I'm doing today helping me for tomorrow? We got to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So everybody, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's talk about it. We got all the people rolling in now. I see. Let's do a little bit of a roll call right now as people start to roll in. Just get a little bit of a roll call in the chat. I want to see who is here, who's tuned in, who's paying attention. Crypto Stevo, how you doing? Crimson Caravan, Donato Cabrera, Falco, Boosted to Jays, Sawtooth Hiker. We got Alexander G. We got the whole crew in the house. Big love to everybody that is here. And we're going to talk about all of this movement in the charts. Does this mean that it's full send? Is everything just rocketing to the moon from here? What is going on in this? We're going to talk about a little bit of context, and we're going to be breaking down these charts. I'm going to show you exactly what I bought this weekend in my altcoin portfolio, what I stacked into, what I'm looking to get next. We got a lot to cover today. So if you haven't yet, make sure, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us here in the family, baby. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the show. My name's Kelly Kellum, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you where I messed up and show you the things that I've done that have worked, and also things I've learned from other people that have worked, so we can navigate this market with authority and stop giving our money to other people. All right, let's talk about it. Let's dive in. And we are doing a giveaway today based on the tweet that we did last week. If you I forgot to draw it on Friday, so we're doing that at the end of the show. But I will say right now, this tweet today from BitLab Academy, at Academy BitLab, come and hit this retweet, hit this like button. You're going to be entered to win on today's post. I'm going to draw on Wednesday. So go ahead, hit this retweet, hit this like button on today's post, and you will be entered to win. Make sure you're also following me right here at Kelly Kellam, KELOY, Again, we are doing that giveaway draw from last week at the end of the stream. And if you share this tweet, I'll be drawing that on Wednesday. And I'm sure all of you will remind me if I forget. So we got some things to talk about. We're going to be diving into these charts, looking at levels, but I just want to go through a couple context things first. Bitcoin hits new all-time high using 55% sustainable energy. Why is this important when we're looking at price? Because every one of us is a seed planter to everybody we know. So when we hear people spewing false narratives about Bitcoin's bad for the environment, just let them know Bitcoin's basically the most sustainable industry on earth. And it's proven now with all the data that they pulled out. Over 55% of all the Bitcoin mining power comes from sustainable energy. We got to know that. That's a good thing. It's a good thing, whether you believe in global warming or not, or this is a good thing because what it means is that miners are moving towards using renewable resources, which again, whether or not you care about that, it allows them to have broader profit margins because they're having renewable energy in a lot of places. So this is a good thing. It's going to drive green energy innovation. Now, next thing up right here, ETFs. This narrative is not even played out yet, but we have to be aware of this. Look at this chart right here, this red line. This is how much Bitcoin is produced each day from the Bitcoin mining. See this. And every week since launch, we have fully eclipsed this amount of Bitcoin that has been bought just from the ETF buying power. This doesn't even include other people coming in to the broader crypto market outside of the ETFs. This does not say supply crunch. I don't know what does. I did a pretty long-winded post. Where did it go? It's right here. I did a pretty long-winded post here that I think everybody should share with their friends and family. It is, where the hell did it go? I posted a lot this weekend. A lot. Right here. It's basically, I retweeted this and wrote a lot of stuff in here about what's going on and why right now is the best opportunity in the history of Bitcoin. Could you have made more money if you bought in 2011? Sure. But how many people had the cojones to hold through all that? Right now, with where we're situated on the global stage and the amount of buying pressure coming in and all, right now is the time. So definitely give this a read if you haven't yet. We're going to be going into these charts in just a moment. We got some altcoins to talk about. Just another gentle reminder. This is what Bitcoin chart's going to look like when we zoom out and this starts pushing up into those 200s, 400s, 1.5 million, 5 million. This is what it's going to look like. Let's remember the bigger picture and not get so locked in to the fear and hope in a 1 hour chart. Just wanted to remind you that. And I have to give you these context points so we know that, yes, we are also still in a great buy zone. And let's continue it on. I want to get to these charts as quick as possible. So, is that? Yeah, right here. All right. So I shared this on the weekend. I shared this, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday in the afternoon. And essentially what I was talking about here was a giant bull flag that was in the charts right here. You can't see it because this is zoomed out, but this is a giant bull flag. The target on this bull flag is 64.7. This is essentially testing the previous all-time high region, that's $64,000 to $68,000. And not only that, we have positive money flow, and we have, we've since broken this current regional high that we've had. We've got all things are shaping up to be very bullish. Now, doesn't mean they have to ignore the possibility of some downside price action. If that were to occur, this is the first level I'm watching is 46,418 here on the charts. And of course, this would be ultimately an absolutely incredible buying area if we do get down to 38. But I'm only reminding you of this because right now everybody's going to be talking about 60, 100, 200,000, and they forget the forest for the trees. We have to still practice risk management because right now the markets are getting ripe for the opportunity for prices to reverse. But I still think right now, and I'm going to show you in the charts when we dive into them, things are looking more bullish than bearish. So let's just be aware of targets on both sides. Now, to kind of substantiate that, even if we do get a pullback, the short-term holder cost basis, I think it's up from here. It's 42.5 now. So this is very good. Things are so bullish right now. And then, of course, this is kind of that bearish a little bit of a bearish cautionary deal. The realized profit to loss ratio, we are as high as we were. The last time we were this high was near a market cycle top. Similarly, if you actually draw this over again, this is roughly about how high we were when we had that pre-halving push-up sell-off. So it doesn't mean we can't go higher and people can't be more in profit. It just means just remember your risk management. That's all I'm trying to say with that. Now, if you're ignorant to Bitcoin fundamentals, a crash will scare you. Knowledge gives you balls. So let's make sure that we can educate ourselves. A couple more things here. We don't need to go into, this is on the Bitcoin ETFs. So this is talking about reflexivity. We feel like price is high, but now that we have all these ETFs and they're buying and we feel like price is high, as this price moves up, it actually creates a positive bullish feedback loop, which is why you see on the charts. Shout out to Swashbuckling Scallywag joining the BitLab membership here. Big love to you. I appreciate you. This is just a reminder, this reflexivity that this is talking about, a reminder that when we look at the charts, when we look at these strong movements to the upside on Bitcoin, let's come over here to halving cycle. These strong movements, this is part of that reflexivity. And now when we come into this next halving, we also have institutions on our side promoting these products that get buying pressure into Bitcoin. In addition to when the price goes up, it triggers that fear of missing out in the retail people that have thought Bitcoin was a scam all this time just because they were listening to mainstream media instead of looking at all the data that's available. We are going to have some incredible price action as this moves along the way towards this halving. And then I don't want to go through. This is a great post. I retweeted on my wall. Read through it. I want to get into these charts. You guys want to look at charts? Who cares about the news right now? We want to talk about some of the things going on in these charts. If you want to see the charts, throw a one in chat. Let's talk about it. Also, welcome to everybody that is here tuned in. Big love to each and every person that's here on a daily basis. I really do appreciate you. Hit that like button. Join us. Hit the subscribe button down below. And again, I just want to call out again, we have this giveaway. If you come to the BitLab Academy page, which is at Academy BitLab, if you retweet this, you'll be entered to win. It could be $100, could be a multi-month membership to the Discord with the calls and the signals and the chat and all that kind of stuff. Could be something else. Go ahead and retweet to be entered to win. Boom. I'm just sharing that on the wall. Now let's go ahead and I'll be drawing that on Wednesday. So even if you're watching this later, get involved, baby. I appreciate all of y'all's patronage and friendship. Pin the message there. I just pinned it up in the tweet. Now let's go ahead and talk about what's going on. Now, Bitcoin, let's zoom out. This feels very exciting, but we're also on a 2-hour chart. Let's zoom out. Let's get some context. We got to get the broader context if we can understand the short-term moves. Okay. So zooming out on the chart, we've had these parallel channels with the bottom here, with this mid-range here that has come down and tested, kind of broke through it, but then tested here and et cetera. And then we have this tops, respected, support, rejection regionally, rejection, support all the way through. This also is what's giving me that 46.4 target if this does break down, which wouldn't you know it, if you look to the left, option H, look at that. This is perfectly confluent with where the previous range high was. So that gives me more of a reason to think that that may be an area to watch, to target as a buying opportunity if the price action comes down to this level. Okay. Now, when we're looking at this, the price has not been this high since, let's go ahead and do option H. Let's look at this date right here. This is December 3rd, 2021. Markets are doing some things. Markets are doing some things, guys. And if you have not been preparing somewhere down here, somewhere over here, do you realize right now, this is why the macro is important, and understanding what part of the market cycle is will give you so much more confidence and stop shaking you out and all this stress. Because had you bought here and then the price dipped in this moment from this period on, this is, let's see, that is 63 days. As this dropped, so I know there's somebody out there that bought this peak here. And as it dropped, it's like, I've made the stupid choice. God. But if you look at it like MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, who just bought another $150 million worth of Bitcoin, another 3,000 Bitcoin, they're buying at levels regardless. Up here, down here, over here, down here, up here. They're buying because they're looking to the future. Now, had you bought here, this felt like a stupid decision in this moment when this dropped, 18 to 20%. But to where we're at right now, you can see, had you just not been shaken out, you would be up 75%. Understanding where we are in this market cycle, coming into this moment right here, which really we've seen the best performance of the bull market, of the market cycle for Bitcoin post-halving. And you're worried about potentially making a bad decision at this point. It's only a bad decision if you're getting in high and getting out low. If you get in and you understand where we're at in the market cycle, then this 20% move would not have shaken you out of a 75% gain. That's just to where we're at right now. So as we're looking at this 3-day chart, money flow has been positive. It's been expanding. Now, there does look like there's a little bit of a bearish divergence forming here with the momentum waves potentially, but this isn't going to be the end of the world. We're going to want to pay attention to what's going on. Look at this call right here, this REV reverse, boom, up to the upside. Let's get down to the 4-hour charts and get some better context. Okay, here is sort of the inverse head and shoulders price action. It was telling us on this move, on this retrace here, that this was trying to move higher. What did we do? We've moved higher. We not only moved higher, but we've also formed this bull flag right here. And this target, if we draw from this flagpole all the way to the top here, let's turn off the indicators, just look at price action. And we go like this, and we drag this out to this bull flag. This is the flag, this is the pole. The flagpole targets us, look at that, right up to that $64,000 level. Now that's incredible. But there's a lot of other people that see this as well. You can't expect that this is just going to go straight up here. I do think at some point we're going to hit this. I think things are looking incredibly bullish. Things are looking so bullish that it frightens me. So we need to pay attention to what's going on here and not just go, after this is broken out of the zone and now somebody 100X up here. First off, you should never 100X. Second off, you're taking a trade after you're in the middle of a green candle. In this case, what I'd be doing is waiting in this case because you missed this move, and we can already see, let's get down to the 2-hour. Let's actually get smaller, 24-minute. We can already see the momentum is sort of slowing in the zone. We want to see either another formation here or a slight pullback here to give us that entry to the next end, because we do see huge volume increasing up into this, and part of this was likely some liquidations in the market. We can pull that up right now. Because remember, liquidations create an inefficient move. Coinglass.com. Inefficient moves tend to have retraces to basically fill out the liquidity in those zones. So if we come here, if we go to liquidation, there we go. So yeah, so in the last hour, we've had $22 million in Bitcoin short liquidations. In the last 4 hours, 40 million in the last 12 hours. Yeah, so basically the last 4 hours, about $40 million in Bitcoin and 13 million in ETH short liquidations. What does that mean? Again, that means people were seeing, oh man, the price is high, I should short it. And the price continues to push higher, and they are forced to buy to close those short-term liquidation, the short positions that they have. Now, we can see this volume increasing and then fall very quickly off a cliff. We have to see how inefficient this was. There's likely going to be some sort of price interactivity that comes down and sees where the buyers enter, whether they just do not let this go down or they actually do let it come down a little bit and the buyers agree that this should go higher and they defend a position. That's essentially what you're looking for when you're trading this. So as we're looking at this, let's say on the 4-hour, this is looking very bullish, but I want to recognize that almost all the previous attempts that we've had to push past previous range highs, you see this? Here's the range highs. Price action can't get up there. We got up there. We took out the range high. What are we having? An inefficient move, flush out back to the downside. And then what we do, we take out the previous range highs. Inefficient move. What do I mean by inefficient? Look at this, just solid candle. Boom. Price action comes down and explores liquidity to the downside. Now, similarly, what do we get over here? Range high. But look at this. We took out the previous range high. an immediate move back down. So what we're doing right now, we're doing yet again that move. Are we going to get that next sort of inefficiency explored with the price action kind of flushing out this area that just very quickly shot up? Now, looking at it on the 15 minutes, we can also see this painted very clearly where we had expansions, all of a sudden fast expansion. And currently, as it stands right now, the buyers are trying to decide, do they agree with this moving up or down? So the point is right now, things are looking incredibly bullish. Things are starting to make these moves that we were waiting for. And this was, let's see, 12 days. And I was calling for this likely sideways action for some time because of these previous large moves in the market. When we see these large moves in the market, we've had this period of sideways consolidation before the next move happens. Large move, consolidation, flush out, inefficiency explored to the downside, breakdown, push up, consolidation, and then lost. Consolidation, explosion up, so on and so forth. So what is happening right now is, I mean, this right here is a mark of healthy bull trend. Up, sideways, test to the downside, above the range high, up, sideways. Are we going to get it test down, or are we going to get that next leg up? As it stands right now, let's see what happens from this move, where the test comes when it does come. Because this was telling you, and I called this out on the, where is it at? Kelly Kellum. I called this out on my Twitter a couple days ago. It was yesterday, actually, I believe, right here. This was before the breakout. So this was telling you that there was a likely move to catch for a breakout of this. Not only do we see the bull flag here, we also see the money flow is still positive. The momentum has come down, but the stochastics have pushed up and they have a higher low right here. So we have a bit of a bullish divergence, higher lows here with lower lows up here on the chart, showing some underlying strength was growing into this bull flag. And so what do we see? We see this start moving up before this price action broke out. So when we're looking at this, we're like, how could I have caught it? Well, one, follow me on Twitter and check out these streams, but also plan for this. When you see these, you want to take advantage of the move when it breaks out here. Now, the aggressive move is to trade this breakout, but we've seen that these can reverse. So if you are going to trade the breakout, then you need a very tight stop, because you very well could get trapped with this pushing up and coming right back down. What I really would prefer as a trader, and what I do most often, is I watch for this breakout. And as I said, I wait to see where the buyers come in on some retrace, whether it's all the way down to this line or somewhere up in here. Look for that price action start to reverse. And then after that reversal is starting to happen, the confirmation of the breakout and volumes coming in, that's the entry I try to look for. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the big news here, because Ethereum has been pushing up, but everybody's waiting. Everybody's been waiting on our girl, Ethereum. We got the Dencun upgrade coming just around the corner. We have the ETH ETFs around the corner. There's so much going on here, but let's start here. Instead of looking at the US dollar chart, let's go to the ETH to Bitcoin chart. I shared this on my Twitter as well. If we zoom out on this and just look, this date all the way back here, September 2022, ETH has been in a downtrend as it relates to its value compared to Bitcoin. So had you been holding Bitcoin during this time, you would have more essential capital than you would have if you're holding Ethereum during this time, because Ethereum was losing value against Bitcoin. We're about to enter that period, like we see right here, where ETH is about to move faster than Bitcoin. We have a lot on the horizon right now with what's going on with all these major news narratives that are surrounding this, that are going to be some buy the rumor, sell the news events. But we're right now, before this move has really happened, we are coming into this downtrend level of resistance that we tapped once, twice, 3 times, lady, 4 times, 5th time. And it looks right now, it's unclear whether or not this was a trap or not, because we have the wick here on the 3-day chart. But let's get down. Let's go to the 1 hour. Shout out CC. Welcome to BitLab Professor. I forgot I even still had that option on there. Big love to you. I appreciate you taking that larger membership. I really appreciate everybody if you are a member here, drop your favorite emojis in the chat right now. I want to see those emojis flying. And also, if you're new here, let us know you're new. And we try to do this about once a week. Where everybody that's watching right now, where are you tuned in from? What city, what state? And what are you doing right now? Are you sitting down doing specifically crypto stuff, watching this content? Is this in your ear while you're at work? Are you driving down the road? Or what are you doing? Where are you at? Let's see where everybody's at here so we could tie the community together. So ETH, Bitcoin. There we have the price action moving to the downside. We have this scary washout, but the price action on the ETH to Bitcoin pair has broken this level. And we're doing exactly what we were just talking about. We were waiting on Bitcoin, which is price action breakthrough. We want to see a test of this zone. Is ETH ready to outpace Bitcoin? This is important because it gives us signal also about the broader alt market. Now, I do think we're going to start seeing some times where they're not going to have the direct correlation in the flow of capital like we've seen in previous cycles. Bitcoin, then ETH, then major caps, then mid caps, and low caps. That flow might change as this market gets larger and more people come in and may ignore some of those other players. But as it stands right now, I still think that is still fairly tied together. And what we're seeing right now, I mean, this is that same thing I've been showing you guys over and over and over. I just noticed this. Look at this rounding top. We got the lower low followed by the lower high. I was telling you it was likely going to come down. That secret signal in the price action that's always letting you know what's going on. Look at this. It was already showing weakness here. Came over, lost the VWAP and the trend signal line, comes up, tests the VWAP and gets rejected. Right here is a critical juncture. They're trying to send it down. We see a lot of volume. That's why this candle is purple. This is the BitLab trading stack, which you can get over at bitlabacademy.com. Come up here to indicators or enroll right here and get the BitLab Pro. You get the indicators, the Discord, you get everything, the courses, you get all of it there. But this is showing us there's a lot of selling right here. That's why this candle's purple. Right here is going to be the kind of telling point for the next couple days. What's going to happen if we lose this and come down? We may have a little bit more time before ETH starts to run. But this is right at that level. Isn't this interesting? Right at that level. But what does ETH to US dollar look like? Let's look at the macro. We just saw it as it relates to Bitcoin, but looking here, I mean, look at these calls up. The BitLab trading stack down. 4 bearish divergences and a reversal sign. Boom. Reversal sign back up. Boom. Bearish signal, sideways and down. This one did not call it, but there's likely not the other signals necessary. So yeah, let's see. Stochastics are angled down, RSI is angled down while you have a reversal on the bottom. This would negate these. So as this comes down, we create this trend line. We've been in this channel all the way since back here in October of 2022. And what we have done right now is we've gotten to a point where the last time the price was this high was back here in April of 2022. And we are trying to break through this zone. High volume candle on the 3-day. We have positive money flow. Stochastics angled up, RSI angled up, momentum, green momentum. These green momentum bars, the reason they're green is because there's more buying pressure under these. So let's get down to the 4-hour and look, this is what we're talking about. The move gets held a little bit hostage right here. Look, rejection, 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 kind of breaks through, has a move, comes back down, and then launches up. Comes back down, really test this previous resistance, now trying to flip it to support. But we got to pay attention because right now, okay, this is a 4-hour candle. Let's go to the 1-hour candle. Right now, we're starting to get some candles that are suggesting a little bit of weakness in this move. And it makes sense. We're breaking to, great numbers on Bitcoin. On Ethereum. You don't think these are great numbers? Well, then why don't we take a little trip down memory lane not too long ago? Okay, let's go back 90 days. 90 days, 3 months ago, $2,000. So we're up a significant price point just from 3 months ago. All the way up here, 55% move. Back here, this was in October. So not that long ago, we were at $1,500 up here, over 100% gain so far. And so the price action is not moving slow. We just look at too small a time frames and wonder, we see other people that have made a lot of money in crypto in the past, and it seems like it wasn't that much frustration because we see, oh, they just bought there and went up. No, you have to endure all of this to really make money in this market. And that's why strategy matters. This is where we added Ethereum to the portfolio back here February 7th. And I added another one, I think it was this weekend. But we are seeing this move, these attempts to the upside. So let's be a little patient right now, because I do think the fact that we haven't gotten more than a 20% pullback on Bitcoin, and yes, we're talking about ETH and alts, but Bitcoin's going to be the driver in this market right now. Because we haven't gotten that large washout beyond 20% since January of 2023, over a year, and all of the snaking that we've had to the upside, it does give me a little bit of caution when we're breaking these key levels pre-halving and not considering, if we fail to consider that if the market gets a little too exuberant and bullish, it does create the prime opportunity for the markets to reverse and take your money. So while I'm bullish as I can be, and we have this confirmed breakout of this level, rejection, support, test again, support, and we are pushing higher, we have to pay attention here. We want to make sure this forms like a bull flag or something, not a reversal structure that's going to come down. If it does come down, we ultimately, if we're very bullish, if it does come down, we want the price action to be a minimal test, meaning the price action doesn't come down and test this again. The most bullish of this would be to come down, test this previous range, really give some confirmation to the bulls, and then start moving to the upside. Because we are seeing, look, expansion, the size of the candles, much smaller candle. That's called a spinning top candle, meaning there's equal narrative of bullishness and bearishness, small body, equal size wicks, meaning the bulls are not in control anymore. And now we're seeing even smaller candle. So something's loading for either this rejection or this move to the upside. Now, we're on the 1 hour. Let's go down to the 15-minute and see what's going on. Maybe we're getting a little small time frame bull flag. But as it stands right now, yeah, we're stopping volume. Look, if we can hold above this, which is essentially this zone right here, we'd be very bullish. But let's look at some other things. Things are setting up, but I think it's setting up money to be ripe for the taking if it starts to reverse. I mean, I'm looking for buying opportunities. That's what I'm doing right now. If it starts to reverse, I'm happy for it. But if you bought here and it starts to reverse, it doesn't mean sell. It means, okay, I get a chance to lower my average entry. Now, let's look at some of the other things. I doubled into CELO this weekend. Josh put it on my radar. It was on my radar, but he really brought it to focus on my radar. We did a member stream Thursday or Friday, and he was talking about this, and I did my own research on it. It kind of has a mobile approach to blockchain and accessibility and the integration with ease for smart contract and dApps and all this kind of stuff. So I think, it's got a it's pretty low on the market cap rankings, which means it does have opportunity for huge growth. So I did stack into this a bit this weekend. Now, if we look at this on the macro, I'll show you why. We have this large cup and handle, option J right here, large cup, little handle right here. So even though this was pushing up, this was my first entry right here, 8838, and I think the second entry was just a little bit above this, even though the market was pushing up. Now, Kelly, why would you buy something if it's green candles? You can buy something if it's green candles, if it's part of a larger structure that you have confidence in your TA that is looking like it's, one, in a narrative that's doing well, but two, this larger macro structure is suggesting that a bigger move is coming. So in this case, I'm okay if this reverses all the way and comes back down here. So it's a smaller allocation of my portfolio, but this move also suggests that right here on CELO, the next target out of this, and it'll work its way up, is up here at 240. It's currently at 94 cents. So this is just out of this move. This doesn't even account for, look at this target. This is why this is a good target, because this target tests the previous range lows. It's amazing how TA works out to show targets that have confluence with previous price action areas. This is the kind of target you want, because if this was just in the middle of nowhere, and it's harder to believe, you want to find confluence. So the target on this is right up here at 240. And then if there's, a lot of movement in the market, likely up and beyond that. But we have to take it one step at a time. So what are some of the other things? I added a little bit to TIA, although this is a rounding top. This was that price point that I got in on. Price action came down. This is, let's see. I got in, my next entry was, I think, about right here. So I got to lower my average entry a little bit. And we also have this W formation here, which is suggesting the market, if the markets start to rip, this may do quite well. It's also one of those lower down on the coin market cap ranking as compared to like the top 5, top 10. And it's got great technology and a strong community around it. So I added a little bit to TIA as well. Now, this does have negative money flow on the 4 hour, so this gives me a little concern. But look at the stochastics came down and they're rounding out while the RSI is still pushing higher. So this was leading. The strength was coming in while the price action was still kind of rounding about, giving me a little bit of confidence there. Now, AGIX, we're in quite a bit of a kind of a bull flag. It's kind of not a bull flag. It really is also head and shoulders a bit. But this is part of that narrative right now that's doing really well. I did not get into this, but I just wanted to show this because, let's go ahead and delete that, because this is, consolidating in this region. If we do lose this, because these things did just pump on the AI narrative broadly, even outside the crypto community. So if this does pull back, I'm watching for an opportunity down here at 57 cents, which feels like, oh my God, could it really go down there? Well, that's the next range high. And that move would be, that's a 22% move to the downside. Now, if this does push up and break out of this, then I could play that and trade that higher. Something else I added, Fetch. I added Fetch over the weekend. So I did get my AI play in here. Yes, this has been moving, but that narrative right now is strong and it's something I want exposure to before the market rips. So look at this. Bit of a shoulder, bit of a head, bit of a shoulder, little bit of an inverse head and shoulders there. It's very ugly. But even if you just look at these two areas right here, where we have this sharp move, kind of a V-shaped correction, bit of an Adam and Eve almost. There's just general kind of confusing bullishness happening in here without follow through yet. But look at these like all these stopping points. But right now, I just want you to notice on the 24-minute chart, look at all these bullish divergences that are printing in here, kind of loading up into the zone. I do think it might be time for another attempt to the upside. If this drops, great, I'll add more to it. What's something else? I did get rid of DESO, and it's anybody that holds this, it's not because I have a problem with it. It's just not part of a narrative I really care about to really follow. And I wanted to move capital into the AI and real world asset narrative. I wanted to strengthen that. And this was like $1,000 position. So I liquidated this and put this into those. But this did look like this morning did get a bit of a 7 or 8% pump. Strong sort of W formation ish here is looking good. It just wasn't in my wheelhouse of strong care. ONDO, this is one of the coins I identified you guys like a week and a half ago. This is just, I identified this over here before this move to the upside. And this has partnerships with Coinbase and somehow is working in conjunction with or with BlackRock as well. Real world asset tokenization, financial product tokenization. And it's, already listed on Coinbase. And so this is where I got ONDO over here. And I added more this weekend, somewhere where we came back and tested this previous entry. But yeah, I think this is going to do big things. Caspa, I do not have Caspa, but we'll look at it for you guys. I mean, just look at this. Just there's something a little concerning here that this was a pretty big move. See this move? Let's see if the next move is anywhere near that same size, half the size. So the bullish, very similar to TIA, and that this is kind of just pushing up and somewhat rolling over. But again, I think if the markets start ripping, this sort of roundingness in this before this run is really happening for everything else could be negated when the rest of the market starts moving. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. HBAR. HBAR is just, look at this. This came right up, tested up into the 1.382, nearly the 1.618 on this larger move. But let's look at what's going on here with HBAR. Is there any previous? Oh, so HBAR is just ripping. Look at this. W formation. Also, you could call this a head and shoulders. You could also call this a cup and handle. And in this case, if this was a cup and handle, let's measure this. Come over here, breakout. Target on this will be up here at 20 cents. That's basically a 100% move from where we're at right now. And look at all this volume that came in on HBAR. Great. Now, what is it looking like right now? Well, let's double click here on the right-hand side, put it in auto mode. Okay, so we have this downtrend resistance where this had a little deviation, but then rejection, rejection, little deviation, rejection, break through, support along this, lose it. Now we're back through here. And you see how this is just chopping people out. Where did we get in on this? We got in on this here. These green bars is where I got in on the project. And I'm stacking this altcoin cycle. I'm stacking this alt portfolio that I'm sharing with you guys in the Discord, specifically position trades that I'm trying to identify and stack in as much early so that I could take advantage of taking just positions on coins I believe in, taking them out after 12 to 14 months, 15 months, so I can realize profits without it being income. It could be capital gains, which is long-term investment. Basically cut your tax burden on that in half or more by doing that. Now I'm still trading on my other portfolio and stuff, but I'm just doing this to show the beginners we can do this. Now let's get down to the 1 hour. Look at this. We do have a move out, a little bit of the bears bring this down. We're having stopping volume. I'd be watching right now because we're kind of at a critical juncture right now, which is all this price action right in here. Bounce here, rejection, rejection, rejection. If we lose this area, we may be coming back down here into the 10.5 sort of zone. If we're able to support here and then move to the upside, I think I think we could be having some magic, but everything's kind of waiting on what's going on with Ethereum and the ETH to BTC sort of chart. If this is going to actually reverse and continue coming back down, or if that capital flow is going into Ethereum. Now, there's a couple other things I wanted to share with you. CLORE, which is one of those coins that Josh put on our radar. CLORE AI, kind of having this roundingness here. A little bit, look at this reversal. You know, it doesn't call every one of them. It calls them when the signals underlying are suggesting it's more likely than not. Similarly right here, boom, and then upside. So we're getting this right now, but I'm also feeling a little bit of weakness in this. Why? Because look at these bearish divergences on the momentum waves as the price action was just pushing higher. We came back, tested this previous range high. Pushed up, came back, tested this previous range high, but we actually fell below it, showing a little bit of weakness. And so if we cannot push up and take out this 25 to 27 cent range on this move, I do think this will likely come down and test somewhere down in this 19 to 20 cent range again. But this is a long-term play with risk management because it's a very small market cap. But I do think that this over the next year is going to have some pretty explosive movement. Quant's still down here in this range. And look at look at this. The last getting a little bit of a move here. Not a bad move from this low. A 5-6% move. But this has just been down in this range, this $100 range, just trying to make the move up. Failed. Try to fake you out to the downside. No, trap. Comes back in the zone. But we're holding just this regionally, this level. This is one of those great tokenomics coins. I can't remember, it's 14 or 16 million. Let's come over here. Let's do quant QNT. It's a small token supply. You got 14.8 million, 12 million are out, and it's just hovering at this level. It's one of those coins that hasn't moved yet. So rather than be frustrated with this, or I'm not going to get that, it hadn't moved. No, think about Chainlink. When I see stuff that's just hovering in a zone, I think about Chainlink. Come back out to the 3-day. I look at Chainlink and I say, okay, this is a great story for people that are patient. This gave nearly 2 years of opportunity to either trade the volatility or to just stack into this. And then once this started moving up, there's a lot of signs here with a low, higher low, and then all of a sudden, look, higher angle of attack low, boom, right here. So the break of this zone right here, the break of this zone right here would have provided you all this 2 years to stack, and then this explosive gain, 120, that was a 150% move. And this isn't even the big part of the gains in the market post-halving. But so many people, it's boring, so they don't want to get in. And then the pump happens, and now they're excited and they get in when they've already basically got 3 times less link with their capital because it's, 150% higher. Identify the things that you want that make sense for your portfolio, for your time horizon, and take advantage of these consolidation periods, especially when a coin has strong fundamentals, strong teams, and strong use cases and strong partnerships. This should not bore you out of your mind. This should give you a bunch of time to stack into it if you believe in it. So when we see Quant kind of doing that right now, and it's a much, much smaller amount of time, obviously, than we saw on Link, but it feels boring right now because it's just chopping in this zone. When this starts ripping, I mean, the previous high was up here at 436. It's down here, and the token supply is not hugely inflated. And it's going to be, there's just so much going on with these. Now, everybody, I absolutely love you. I have some, I'm going to be on Blockchain Basement today. So head over there at 2 o'clock. We'll be talking about a bunch more stuff in there. Get in the Discord. I'm sharing stuff with you guys all the time in there. My Kelly Alpha switch device and my Kelly Alpha channel here. I shared all the moves I was, considering, the changes I made to the portfolio, calling out the ETH breakout and potential retrace. We got stuff in the VIP charts from John Dalton and Corduroy. I post in here as well. The chart requests, JJ chat and JJ calls. He was sharing some updates on a lot of things. We got so much going on in the Discord. Head over to bitlabacademy.com. Join us there if you want to get in our community and share the love. Everybody, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We will be back with more content. Maybe later today, but definitely tomorrow. I love you guys. That's all I got for this episode. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, sucker. Thank you for being in the community. Hope your portfolio stays green, baby.